you how to exercise. This is the simplest thing. This is what I say Miley Cyrus got to come in and get some lessons.
Yes, honey.
So when you spread your legs apart, just move your hips side to side.
Am I doing it okay?
Yeah, just keep moving a little faster. Look, I'm not moving my feet, but I'm making my hips. And then look.
I don't have a big one.
You don't need a big one. Any size you got, now it don't matter. You got enough though.
So when can you like?
When I do this?
Yeah.
Oh my God, she was, yeah.
How am I doing?
You know how you practice at home? I'm gonna give you a tip after this is over.
Oh my God, this is funny.
It is.
I love it.
Thank you, honey.
How'd I do? I did all right?
You're now checking out Renata Romaine, cool.
Now y'all know how I feel about them New Orleans boys. The queen of bounce is here for breakfast. Big Freedia, welcome, baby.
Thank you, baby. Girl down.
Look at you, honey. We gotta get this outfit on camera. You're looking mighty royal today, Big
Thank you,
Freedia.
honey. Thank you. Just prepare for the New York weather.
Yes, honey, it is cold, but I'm so glad to have you here. Now, your new book is out. Congratulations. God Save the Queen Diva. I feel like it's a long time coming.
Yes.
Why so long?
Well,
to tell your story.
I mean, you know, in due time, everything happens for a reason. And the story just had to keep growing and growing. And then it was perfect timing to put it out once I, did find a publisher who was willing to, endeavor in the Queen Diva and all of her endeavors that's going on.
Oh, yes. You have a lot of those, and we'll get into the book.
Yes.
We'll get into, just the New Orleans culture. I feel like it's just a great homage to where you're from. Now, I have people down there, so I've spent a great deal of time down there in New Orleans.
Yes.
Folks in Laplace and Reserve and Destrehan.
Yes, I got people all in those places.
So we'll get into the book, but let's just start like right now in the present. The Queen of R&B, you connected with her, Miss Beyonce, for Formation.
Yes.
So we got the Queen of R&B, the Queen of Bounce. How did that happen?
Well, they reached out to me, and the Queen called me directly herself.
Wait, when you got the call,
I just died at home. I just died in my bed.
You fell out.
I did. Well, I died and came back to life because
Yes,
I was
honey.
already laying down.
Yes. Who was the first person you called after you spoke to Miss Beyonce?
Actually, nobody. I was at home with my boyfriend, and me and him was just talking about it. I try to keep things confidential. I didn't actually tell anybody about it until the song came out.
Until it happened.
Yes.
That's the best
Yes.
way to go. Now, you said with your boyfriend. Is this the same boyfriend that's
Yes.
been... Lord, the
same one.
What?
Same one.
We got to talk about that one as well. Big Freedia, she's here. The Queen of Bounce. Pick up her book today, God Save the Queen Diva. So much to get into.
Yes.
We're going to play some bounce music today. And are you up for teaching us how to do it right?
We could do a little twerking. You already know.
Why'd you name it that? God Save the Queen Diva, as if you still need saving.
Well, I don't need saving because I'm a child of God. But God has saved me in so many situations in this book and put me through so many things and tests.
Right.
So it was my test and my journey and my testimony throughout the whole book why I'm still here. He has saved me through all of the trials, the triumphs, the happy times, the good times, the bad times. And it explains all of that in the book.
Yeah. Let's get into the book a little bit. So when I first read that you were a fat kid. I'm like, wait a minute, you're so slim. Like, I couldn't believe, like, okay, this guy that knows how to move his waist the way that you do, a fat kid, but then it makes sense with all that good food, that good eating down there, honey.
Oh, yes, baby. And it was baby fat. So,
yeah.
Over time it started dropping off. And I just was actually tired of buying all of those expensive clothes, being,
right.
Bigger people, they clothes a little bit more expensive, so it was just really expensive, and I was trying to help my mom out being young, and I started shaking, and once I started shaking, the weight started dropping.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm still kind of shocked at how taboo it is to be a black man, homosexual. You faced a lot of kickback growing up in New Orleans, and I think when you go down there now, it's still pretty taboo, especially in the church and a lot of Black communities. Like, how do you feel about that? All these years later, it's still a taboo topic.
Well, it's, in a sense it still is, and I think it will always be that way, even with new generations to come. But, it has grown. The city has grown. The love has grown. We're more vibrant, and we're proud, and we're standing up for what we believe in. And I represent, that community that people respect now, and especially in New Orleans.
Yeah, when I first went to New Orleans on Bourbon Street, like somebody told me, okay, so we stop here, like at a certain point on Bourbon Street. I said, why? He said, because down there, that's where all the homosexuals are. We don't go down there.
That's the gay area.
Is it still like that?
Well, that's how the guys feel. But most of the time, their girlfriends are trying to pull them even further down.
I bet a few of them already trickle down there. They just don't want nobody to know it.
Exactly. It's always that way. They go down there late nights.
Okay.
You know how it goes.
Yes, I know how it goes, Big Freedia. So now, your mom, God bless her. I know she passed 2 years ago now.
Yes, ma'am.
It was a part of the show on Fuse. Coming out to her, you thought that it was going to be like this whole big major thing, but she ended up being pretty accepting.
Oh, yeah, definitely. She already knew, and that's exactly what she said. Baby mama already knew. And from that moment forward, once I got approval from mom, nothing else mattered. And that was my stamp to say I can be myself and be who I wanted to be. And I started from that day forward, and I just got stronger and stronger. And she pushed me, and she stayed behind me, and she fought for me, and she made sure that I stood up to be myself and be who I wanted to be.
I never considered you to be like the first gay rapper. But like, do you consider yourself as such? Like the first openly gay rapper?
I do. I have a lot to be grateful and thankful for, to be in a position that I am in. And I'm humble and I'm gracious.
So now you literally have had bounce music on your back for decades. And explain what bounce music is. What elements does the music have to be considered bounce?
Well, it definitely has to have that up tempo. It has to have heavy bass. Bounce music, when I explain it to people, I say it's an up tempo, a heavy bass, call and response type music, right, where people love the sound. It's a subgenre of hip hop, and it's definitely a music that's strictly from New Orleans, yes, but it has to have a lot of knock in it, a lot of that bouncing up and down, that boom, where it just makes you feel it all in your bones and in your spirit.
Yes. Why haven't you collaborated with, guys like Juvenile and, Master P, those dudes that have been some key figures from New Orleans, for decades?
I'ma just say that.
Real talk.
I mean, being openly gay, guys sometimes don't want to collaborate with a gay person thinking because of what society is going to say. And, that is changing, and I'm happy about that is changing. More artists are being more open-minded, and seeing that the world is changing, and I'm just grateful to be in a position where I have my own lane.
You're not afraid to be who you are.
I'm not.
Yeah. I kind of feel like bounce music is, and it's changing, but for a long time it wasn't respected like outside of New Orleans.
Of course, it was captivated there as well. A lot of the artists were afraid and still are afraid to just take a chance on themselves and on their career and their music, to go out there and tell the world who they are and show what we have to offer. Yeah. And I did that. I took a chance on myself. I started to tour. I went, place to place, just being me and bringing New Orleans with me. And I made people respect it.
Let's talk about the dancing, because that's a huge part of the music. Now, my background is Caribbean. Like, I grew up around Caribbean and West Indian, so I get it.
It comes from the whole West India, all of that. It comes from our ancestors. Right. But, there's a style of mapuka, which is from West India, Africa, and similar dances, it just came through the ancestor line, and
we're talking about twerking and
Yes.
busting it wide open and gyrating. Now, did you have a show canceled in Mississippi because of it?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, a bunch of bull.
Wow. Now, I think anybody that can dance like that, it's a form of art.
It is.
Because I can't. And I'm hoping by the end of this interview, you can kind of give me some tips a little bit.
Yes.
But
I got you.
it's an art form, Freedia. But when does it cross the line between an art form and objectivity?
I don't think it can cross. It crosses that line if I would say it's just too overrated, and where you're trying to seduce somebody. But if you're dancing and having fun, it's a culture, and this is what we do.
You never tried to seduce somebody?
Well, I mean,
with that dancing?
I seduce people all the time with my dancing, but in a certain way where it's for fun and not for sex or pleasure like that.
Right.
It's for entertainment.
To pick up that book, God Save the Queen Diva, it's really a great a body of work where if you love New Orleans culture, if you want to learn more about New Orleans culture and just bounce music and everything, it's certainly a good read. Why do you guys call yourselves sissies?
I don't call myself sissies.
Okay.
They have a few people that do, and that's their choice.
Because
I'm a queen.
growing up,
I'm the queen.
It was derogatory.
Right, definitely.
But in the book, you constantly refer to other gay males as sissy.
And that's what they, usually call themselves.
Like RuPaul has a song, Sissy That Walk.
Well, now we have embraced it. We have flipped it. We have took it and made it our word.
Like the N-word.
Yeah.
Got it.
We took it and made it our word instead of everybody using it in a derogatory form.
Right.
We have took it and spent it and made it a fun word, which it should be.
Yeah.
It sounds fun. Sissy. Hey, Sissy. I have an auntie named Sissy though.
Are you? What do you consider yourself? I'm sure maybe people ask.
I'm a gay male.
Transgendered,
no, I'm Big Freedia. I'm just a gay male.
Just fabulous.
Yes.
You ever watched the movie Paris is Burning?
Of course, honey.
I love that movie.
Yes.
Isn't it something how that movie was created in the 80s, but when you watch it, the verbiage that they use, the slang, it's like what we're saying today.
Baby, they was way ahead of time.
Yes. It's just really, amazing how gay culture actually kind of set the standard for a lot today.
It does. I mean, we help run the world in the backgrounds and the forefronts now.
Right.
In big offices, we do a lot.
Oh, yeah.
We work our magic.
It's Big Freedia, God Save the Queen Diva, his new book. Now on the show, congratulations on the show on Fuse. I think that's a big look.
Oh my God, it's a blessing.
A national platform.
It's a blessing to have a platform to be able to speak in front of and to just represent the culture of New Orleans and bounce music in my career and all what's going on with my team, my family. It's just a blessing, and I'm very grateful and gracious to be on season 5 of Big Freedia Queen of Bounce. Now,
you were trying to listen to other sounds, like you wanted to expand a little bit,
I still am. Yes, the new album is coming. Still am working on some new magic. And
okay,
it's going
what are you experimenting with, Big Freedia?
Check out my new single, I Heard It, and to give you a little taste of where I'm going at and what direction and how I'm incorporating a new sound just to bring it to a bigger and broader audience.
Yeah. Now, as much as you love New Orleans, you also express wanting to leave New Orleans, as did some of your dancers. Why?
Most of the time, I'm always not in New Orleans. So I'm gonna continue to have my home in New Orleans. I'm always on the road. So it's just a travel thing. I was considering moving to LA, but I hate the traffic.
Oh, honey, yes. It's Big Freedia having some breakfast with us. What's up with your man problems?
I don't have those anymore.
Okay, you got him straight.
Oh, yes. I don't have those anymore.
First, he went to jail. Then he was in Mississippi with somebody.
Girl, well, you know how I go. That's New Orleans. That's New Orleans, and everybody knows somebody. So you better be careful what you do and how you do it, because they're going to get back to the queen.
Uh-oh.
That's right.